must be our goal and our guide. And all that we strive for as a human family, dignity and hope, progress and prosperity, depends on peace. But peace depends on us.
Good morning, viewers. Thank you very much for watching Punchline Africa Television, all the way from the Republic of Kenya, from the Political Command Mobile Center. I'm Dr. David Mathanga, and across in Kenya, the Republic of Kenya, Nairobi, is none other than Miriam Ogutu. Good morning, Miriam.
Doctor, very good morning to you, and a very good morning to our viewers, wherever they're watching us from.
This morning, this is the editor's memo. With the editor's memo, I'll go straight to making points that the editor has found out about the state of the nation of the Republic of Kenya. And after that, anybody who has comments can make comments. If we have the panel, if no panel, Miriam, no problem, we shall discuss it ourselves. I've looked through your newspapers. All the headlines, the big parties lose smaller ones again in the new cash bill. It's cash all the time in Kenya. Ultimate kingmaker is Raila. Of course, I told you, Raila shadow in Mudavadi and the Kalonzo plan. I have said and stated, the other gentlemen have chances to lead this country. Raila, this is the last step to his presidency. If I were them, I would unite with His Excellency, the former Prime Minister, to have a last chance to give the man to test his leadership qualities. But the people, of course, in power, hungry, greed for power, lust for power, as I've said in my previous statement on CAS TV, which all of you were watching, will never give way. Even when the pandemic is there, somebody is talking of being a president. We have not said, we haven't even said different. One of them is the question of being greedy. So I've looked through these newspapers, and here are the points that I have come up with. The editor's memo, therefore, looks at the state of the nation. 1, government bureaucracy. The government bureaucracy in the state of the nation of Kenya is what has delayed the projects. Most of them viably so in areas where they should have been implemented. President Uhuru Kenyatta and his legacy, he has done very well to put their programs to outline government policies. But the bureaucracy of the government, bureaucratic institutions, bureaucratic individuals seem to have failed in achieving the goals that are needed for the president to achieve the legacy. 2, a very inept public service. A public service which is bureaucratic. These issues follow each other. The editor's memo finds out an inept public service coupled with ministers who are out of touch with the common person. Miriam, they have caused us quite a lot of difficulties. 3, one of the stumbling blocks of the state of the nation of Kenya is corruption. Corruption has destroyed the moral fabric of this nation called Kenya. In every angle, whatever you want to bring, whether you want to do bottom up economy, bottom down economy, center, or the apex economy, starting from the top to down, as long as you have corruption, the state of the nation of Kenya will be shaken. 4, as we speak, right now, there are so many things that play about the behind the scenes, the hurdles by government officials. For example, the question of SOPs. Can't you see? It is a directive by the government that SOPs must be adhered to. You don't need a government official to come and police you to wear a mask. Miriam, the disease does not go down with only the government official. It goes down with anybody. This disease is invisible. We must fight it and fight it up to the end. I see that as an obstacle, as the editor's memo. I bring that out as an obstacle that you can look at your time. Another problem that we see is the question of poverty, the gap between the poor and the rich. The widening gap, the gulf, is being used by populist politicians who are bringing in theories that could divide the state of the nation of Kenya. I therefore state categorically, Miriam, that the nation is divided, and the pandemic that has come is a very big obstacle that has continued to divide people further, deny people the services, make people, big numbers of people sit home, change the timetables, which is creating the problem that we see in many African countries. The state of the nation under the microscope of the editor. Cartels and the utilities providers. Medium, you notice that you go to your meter, you want to buy electricity. Someone has imported second hand or things that don't work at all. Believe me or not, I don't know how many times you have returned the meter in your house in order for it to be reprogrammed. This is the state of the nation. It is not the question of President Uhuru Kenyatta. President Uhuru Kenyatta does not purchase the meters in KPLC, for example. Am I wrong? But there are people, cartels, who purchase the meters, and they purchase faulty meters. Faulty. That every time you find so many people at one of the electricity houses carrying meters back because the meters don't work. This is not the case of a president. President Uhuru Kenyatta cannot come to buy meters. Human beings buy meters, purchase meters for reading electricity token. The state of the nation, the editor finds out that is one of the obstacles that is killing Africa and Kenya in particular. Another item, Miriam, which has caused a lot of pain to the Kenyans is the porous borders. The porous borders create a lot of insecurity. Huge amounts of money is poured in the security sector, which denies the state of the nation. The amount of money to be pumped into services, and you have to man the borders, which are so porous, it also becomes an obstacle for the governance of the state. But I want to commend security agencies, the police, the intelligence, the army, the Marines, the Air Force, for having kept the state of the nation intact. That is the type of new journalism, Miriam, that we want to deal with. Not this talking about condemning. We must also give credit to the government, that the government of Kenya and the government of Republic of Kenya, you might hate President Uhuru Kenyatta, but he has a government that has performed. If you see Nairobi, that never had such a huge road, the changes in Nairobi, when this road is officially open, there will be thousands and thousands of people who will only want to come and see the wonder how this road can deliver people home quickly. Naivasha will not be a nightmare anymore. And the Makio, the expansion on the dual carriage is going on up to Nakuru, up to Maraba. So very soon, a man like me who comes from across to a porous border again of Kenya, I would be very happy to drive in my Range Rover to arrive in Maraba and do what I want to do, have a drink and drive and come back. That type of infrastructure is what is needed. Even if you have, I was telling some men last night, we had a chat on a television at night called Mutembei. I think you have seen it. I chatted with these boys and I convinced very many that if you have wheelbarrows full of avocado or tomatoes, who buys them? I'm just asking one question. If wheelbarrows are full of tomatoes, who buys them? Miriam, if you don't have the money, you live in town, in Nairobi, will you buy the tomatoes? What will happen to the tomato? If you say you are only empowering the bottom, what about the middle? It's the middle income earners who buy the tomatoes, who consume the tomatoes, who look for the market. Therefore, the model that you must talk about must be all inclusive. Have I answered that in a nutshell of that bottom up? Another point that came across from the editor's memo is the failure of financial institutions. I have seen very many people. I had 10 points, and exactly there are 10 million. There are 2 left. Today I've become very good lecturer, a scholar. I'm not going to beat about the bush. Financial institutions let down the government. You are given a bail of 12 million. You pay the bail in 30 minutes. Where did you draw the money? Where did you draw the money? Who allowed you to draw more than 1 million in 30 minutes? Does the court check on the institutions where the money is coming from? Are we not duplicating corruption within the courts? I submit, therefore, financial institutions are also a major cause for the stagnation of development in most of the African countries. The state of the nation, number 9, is politics. Negative politics. Negative vibes. Negative hate. Negative ethnicity. Ethnicity without diversity is like a salt without vegetables. Or not vegetables without salt. But salt without vegetables. Mark it. I'm not saying vegetables without salt. It's salt without vegetables. Can you eat salt alone? Why was salt made? To be put where? You cannot go and put salt on a meal and eat it, Miriam. So negative politics creates that type of environment. Hatred, anger, and creates patronage, killing the sense of nationalism. The last point that I want to make in the editor's memo is simply ethnicity. The state of the nation, therefore, looks at ethnicity. What then does Kenya do? What then do people of Kenya do? Is there a way before we go to an election which is loaded with these difficulties? Can we conduct ourselves in such a manner that, Miriam, we shall not explore? I submit.
Yes, indeed. Very vital, points there you've raised, Doctor. We are also joined by Samuel Tawish. Tawish, good morning.
Good morning to you, Miriam Ogutu, Dr. David Masanga himself from the Mobile Command Center. My utmost apologies for joining the program a little bit late. There were inevitables. Sorry about that.
All right, go ahead. But I'm sure you've gotten a bit of what Doc was said.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead. What stood out for you?
Sorry, Miriam?
What stood out for you from what the editor has laid there?
Well, Miriam, I think if I got Dr. Masanga very well, except that I joined the program a little bit late, so I may not necessarily have got the background of exactly of everything really he has spoken about. But I think if I got him right, he was speaking about the preparedness that Kenya is ahead of the 2022 general election. That maybe there's much that needs to be done.
Jawish, yeah. The points, get the points, and now points clear. Point number one, government bureaucracy. Government bureaucracy kills the state of the nation. Part of it, the editor found out. Inept public service, corruption, hurdles created by government officials. It fails the legacy of the president. Poverty at grassroots, created by lack of money reaching the designated situations. Cartels, like your meter, you have taken your meter so many times. You have taken your meter several times, haven't you? Back today to the KPLC. Porous borders. You know the problem. Mm-hmm. Security, money is pumped in there. Financial institutions, they let down the government, yet they put regulations. A person picking money in 30 minutes to pay bail of 12 million. These are some of the things that happen in this situation of the Republic of Kenya. Thank you. Plus what Miriam can tell you. Now Miriam can tell you.
Yes, and then on top of the porous borders, Doctor also talked about the infrastructure development, the bottom-up economy, and then judiciary, the bail conditions. Recently we saw, someone was given a huge bail and he was able to meet that condition very quickly. So the issues with the corruption within the courts, and then politics, the negative politics, and then Doctor ended by talking about the negative ethnicity that is threatening the unity of this country.
Thank you so much, Miriam and Dr. Masanga, for that. I may not necessarily go into every aspect that Dr. Masanga has really spoken on, save that maybe I'll touch on a few of them just to tie my points on what he has spoken already. I want to begin with Miriam. I think it was a very big disappointment, and it speaks volumes about why so many people continue to cheer and glorify corruption in the country, people who amass wealth illegally in the country. Like what you say, if you
We can't get you, Tawish. Tawish, you're on mute. We can't seem to get Tawish. You've muted yourself. Could you unmute? Okay. We apologize. You're having a bit of a technical hitch. So, Tawish, can you hear me? Can you unmute? You're muted from this side. I can see you're muted. Okay. So we're having a miscommunication there, but once he's able to unmute, Tawish can continue, responding to some of these points that Dr. Matsanga has raised this morning. And I think what really right now is worrying when Doctor spoke about the standard operating procedures, the SOP in line with COVID-19 and the measures that have been put in place, not just here in Kenya, but across the globe to ensure that the people are safe. And, people don't really care about observing some of these measures to help curtail the spread of COVID-19. So Doctor talked about that, and as well as the cartels at Kenya Power. I think recently there was a story in one of the leading newspapers and about the meters by Kenya Power. Was it transformers? I think that were going to be auctioned at the port for lack of payment of taxes, and you wonder, we only have one company that enjoys monopoly in this country when it comes to giving Kenyans, power, electricity, and so you wonder who was going to buy those, transformers, and who were they going to sell it to? And I think in that regard, I wondered why can't, Kenya Power be, buying these things as a company by itself instead of, giving these tenders to other people? Why can't Kenya Power do this directly, from a company to another company abroad where they need these transformers from? Why do they have to, give these tenders to other people when we only have one, company in the country that is concerned with the issue of, lighting up the country? So that did not make a lot of sense. But through that, we find a lot of cartels. And so what a doctor was saying there was very correct. A lot of times Kenyans are forced to go change these faulty meters and things like that. So indeed, it is something that needs to be addressed and responded to. Tawish, can you hear me now?
Hello?
All right, you're back.
Yes, thank you very much, Miriam. I think that is all we have. Mm-hmm. We have done very well. We have put up a challenge. These are the points, and I will put them in writing for you, Miriam, mm-hmm. so that you can have a copy. But those are the things that are challenges. When I sat down, I looked at all the things mm-hmm. that are happening to Kenya, how President Uhuru Kenyatta is struggling to put up a legacy. Those are some of the obstacles. Mm-hmm. The editor's memo ends here. Thank you very much, Miriam. Thank you very much, Tawish. God bless you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Peace must be our goal and our guide. And all that we strive for as a human family, dignity and hope, progress and prosperity, depends on peace. But peace depends on us.